What's up? I'm SKR Studios, and today we're doing another track deep dive video, but we're done with the albums and we don't have track numbers anymore, so we're going over singles today. My criteria is basically just stuff that is publicly released on Spotify, so I'm not going to go over alternative versions or location sessions or anything like that in this video, but I will in the future. So let's just get into this one. Heathens is the first real standalone single we got from the band. Regardless of it coming from an F-tier dog shit movie, the subject matter is sweet. In the Trench Zane Lowe interview, Tyler stated that Warner Brothers wanted him to write either a shoot 'em up style song or a twisted love song between Harley Quinn and the Joker, and he said he just wasn't inspired of either of those. And with the success of Blurry Face, he wanted to make a song to introduce the mainstream to the clique. So not only does this song work in terms of introducing you to the villains of the Suicide Squad, but it's also one of the first blatant songs about us. In terms of sound, this song fits into the Blurry Face era pretty well with its dark pop edgelord sound. The pitched up vocal in the background almost kind of makes it feel eerie and twisted. Feels like the most Halloween a 21 Pilots song is ever gonna get. And of course, it's their second or third most popular song ever. I think that even with that and it being on the radio a lot, it's heavily overlooked and underrated these days. Cancer was always an interesting one to me because yeah, it's an MCR cover, but besides the lyrics, it is completely different. I'm pretty sure you've all heard this comparison before, but you know, Gerard Way from MCR sings the song like he's still fighting cancer, and Tyler is singing like he has completely given up. The most heartbreaking part of the original song is turned into this chilling chorus that, while a little overproduced, is very vibey and emotional. This one came out during the Blurry Face era too, and I had the pleasure of hearing it live on the Emotional Roadshow tour in 2017. It sounded great. You know, it's not one that I go back to very often, but I actually used to be obsessed with this song. You know, a quick tidbit, but when I was in middle school, I was blasting this song in my headphones on the bus home. And apparently the bus driver kept asking where I was and calling my name, but I had the music so loud, and my mom was supposed to come pick me up that day from school instead of me going on the bus, but I forgot. So, you know, she was calling the bus driver at the school, and she thought I was lost because I was too busy listening to Cancer and blasting it in my headphones on repeat to respond. So, just a funny little story, I guess. Level of Concern was basically the transition from Trench to Scaled and Icy. While a little dated with, you know, My Little Quarantine in the lyrics, this song still grooves. It'll always be a little time capsule into 2020 and into the COVID era sound of 21 Pilots. Tyler's mom told him she needed a happier quarantine song rather than a depressing one, and this is basically the result of that. It shows off Tyler's songwriting skills in terms of writing about COVID in more of an out of sight, out of mind way that wasn't really popular around that time. I enjoy this one a lot, but the live from outside version from one of the Jimmys, Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, I don't remember, is better in my opinion. The chorus isn't extended as long, and instead we get this incredible bridge that's the most relatable part of the song, plus a guitar solo. Tyler taught himself the guitar for this one, and it bumps. Regardless, I'll be talking about this one more in the Location Sessions video that's coming up, but I do like the live from outside version better than the single version. Christmas Saves the Year is a COVID Christmas anthem, and I love it. The instrumental feels like a bunch of Christmas songs mashed into one, and on top of that, it has that classic 21 Pilots feel with the drums and the synths. This is the most lo-fi 21 Pilots is ever going to get besides something like Morph, and the messaging is spot on. And, you know, it has to do with how Christmas doesn't feel as magical due to COVID, and that, you know, COVID has kind of been ruining the year, and that Christmas might be the only thing that can save it. And while that could date the song a little bit. It's not explicitly stated in that way like it was in Level of Concern, and as I've grown older, life has gotten harder and every year is tough and Christmas has gotten less magical and every year feels less special, but maybe Christmas will be the thing that's able to save the year. Maybe it won't be as bad looking at 2020 if Christmas comes through and feels magical again. Maybe 2021, 2022, 23, 24 won't look as bad in retrospect if Christmas, one of the last things of the year, has the power to save the year. Christmas has the power to save any year, and I just love the messaging behind this song. The Craving single version, I'm gonna be honest, I don't like this version at all. There's not many 21 Pilots songs I find unlistenable, besides a lot of regional at best. But this one, I just can't get into. The grading on Tyler's voice in this song is horrible. You go from one of the most raw performances in 21 Pilots history, with Jenna's version, to this version, which not only feels like an afterthought that was produced in half an hour, but it just sounds awful. Tyler can sing. Even when he can't, the effects never sound this bad. Like, even on Blurry Face with its overproduced nature, a lot of the songs, they don't sound this bad. Plus, the subject matter and sound of the song don't mesh at all together. Jenna's version is the superior one. I will never listen to this song again. The Line is the newest single from the band and the second promotional one from a movie or show. Not only does it work on its own for Arcane and the vibe that the series gives off, but it also feels like track 14 of Clancy. Paladin Strait is an ending that feels more upbeat and feels like it's a bridge between two places, where The Line is that more traditional somber ending that you would expect from a 21 Pilots album, like Goner, like Leave the City, like Truce, all those. Plus, it leads right from the end of the Paladin Strait music video with the synth. This song feels like an updated version of Cancer with more maturity and restraint. Tyler is singing his heart out and the vibes are immaculate. The strings and drum pattern come together to feel like Vignette, Snapback, and Paladin Strait, and you can just tell this comes from the Clancy era. This is the most mature single we've ever gotten from the band and some of the best singing from Tyler ever. Of course, at the risk of feeling dumb and Paladin Strait, I say those two are some of the best singing we've ever gotten from Tyler, and they're back to back, and then The Line is also technically after Paladin Strait, so these three songs, they just have great singing, and I love The Line. It is my personal favorite single out of all of them, and I just respect it so much. So now we get into the Spotify streams part of the video, and first off we have Heathens. Heathens is almost at 2 billion. It has 1,900,000,000 streams, which is insane. Of course, this is either the second or third most popular 21 Pilots song. I can't remember if Ride is more popular than Heathens or if Heathens is more popular than Ride. But then we got Cancer. Cancer has 165 million streams. Pretty sure that it was on some sort of Black Parade 10-year anniversary album back in 2016. Not sure if that's true or not, but I assume that it got a lot of listens from people who aren't even really 21 Pilots fans. And then we got Level of Concern, which has 274 million streams. This was a big radio single back, when it came out. The Live from Outside version, we're not going to go over that here. We'll go over that in the Location Sessions one. But then Christmas Saves the Year. It's a Christmas song, probably doesn't have many streams. It has 20 million. That's less than some from Clancy, which is kind of crazy considering this came out 4 years ago. But that's all right. It's a Christmas song. Not a lot of people listen to Christmas music. The Craving single version has more than the Craving Jenna's version with 23 million streams. It's a pretty good amount. And then The Line from Arcane, surprisingly, already has 12 million streams. It's been out less than a week. Kind of crazy. Well, less than a week as the time I'm recording this, but that's just crazy. That's a lot of streams. That's like, it's going to beat some Clancy songs for sure. So thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you guys. Let's go into what you guys might think is the best single. So I didn't have The Line in this because it didn't come out when I put the poll out, and I wanted a good amount of votes. So 165 votes in this poll, only 4 songs. First place, Level of Concern with 47%. Second place, Heathens with 30. Third place, The Craving with 16. And last place, Christmas Saves the Year with 7%. I think the line would be first or second. A lot of people wrote it in the comments, you leak listeners who listened to it before it came out. So, yeah, I love all these songs. They're very good, besides the Craving single version. And I appreciate you guys being here for another track deep dive video. I will see you next week with another video. And until then, here are my rankings of the singles in this video.